major national carriers until 9/20/21. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
As a small business owner, efficient equipment is essential to operating your business. That's why SoCal Gas is offering energy-saving rebates on qualifying natural gas equipment, like up to $1,000 off tankless hot water heaters and other great savings on ovens, commercial fryers, and more. Apply now or see how we can help with a variety of rebates and incentives at SoCalGas.com/business rebates. Program funded by California ratepayers and administered by SoCal Gas under auspices of the CPUC.
Don't miss our iHeartRadio Holiday Special with exclusive performances from Kelly Clarkson, Michael Bublé, Train, and Pentatonic. Wednesdays at 24, starting at 7 p.m. Watch on iHeartRadio's Facebook and YouTube channel. Plus, check out the exclusive live performance in the Videos app on Oculus Quest.
New holiday gifts are arriving at a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods store near you for way less than you expect. Endless selection, great prices, all season long. Shop TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods today.
Portions of the following program will be recorded. My daughter is going to a bowling alley for a 6th birthday party, and everybody got a trophy, the world's greatest bowler. Thank God I was able to give them, just a little bit of reality. And they were so proud. I said, you're not. They were sick. Well, it doesn't matter.
Bill Handel. Mornings from 6 to 10.
Rage, you suck as a bowler.
And your shoes are stupid, too.
Yeah.
On KFI.
My partner in crime starts in about 10 minutes from now. Handle on the news coming up. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app on this Veterans Day. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The California Department of Public Health says there's been a drop in the state's vaccination rate. Says as of yesterday, about 25 million people were fully vaccinated, or 63% of the state's population. A week ago, that was 24.8 million, or 73% of the population. But here's the deal. There weren't 3.5 million kids aged 5 to 11 being factored in last week because they now are eligible for vaccination. So it's not that the number has dropped of the number of people who are actually vaccinated. It's that the number of people eligible for the vaccine has grown. And health officials say they are happy progress has been made to get the odor out of the Dominguez Channel out of the air in Carson. LA County's health director says people who have been forced to leave because of the smell can start taking steps to go home. Right now it's time for your Biz Bites, brought to you by SoCal Gas. For more information, visit SoCalGas.com/business rebates. All right, here are your changes from the IRS. So, yesterday, the IRS announced that inflation adjustments for 2022 are being made, and it's a slew of different tax provisions, including federal income brackets and the standard deductions. So because of the spike in the cost of consumer goods, the majority of the tax bracket thresholds are rising at a faster pace than usual. Most of the brackets cut off, or they rose by about 3% compared to 2021. And they say that that's because of the recent inflation surge. So these changes will apply to the 2022 tax returns that are filed in 2023. The IRS has released these adjustments just because of that inflation. So let's say it looks like now the tax rate is going to be for individuals 10% if you earn up to $10,275. This is if you're single. 37% taxable income now is the highest, and this is if you make over $539,000. For married individuals filing jointly, I'll just do this one. If your joint income is $20,000, you now have a 10% tax bracket, and the highest now is that 37% tax bracket, and it is $647,000. So they've bumped it all up just to obviously mirror what's going on with inflation. Well, because of all of the supply chain issues that we've had and the surge in prices, food banks across the country are saying they just do not have enough supply to meet all of the demand. They say donating food is also more expensive to move because of the transportation costs. I mean, this is just a trickle-down effect. So even if you have one food bank that got a, ton of food donations, and they're like, hey, we need to move it across, let's say it's LA. We need to move it from one side of LA to another one. The cost of putting that on a truck, getting it from point A to point B, has gone up. Green beans and peaches, the price of them are up 9%. Tuna, frozen tilapia are more than 6% up. And they say a case of 5-pound frozen chicken for the holiday table is up 13%. Even the price of dry oatmeal, which you see a lot of food banks use, they'll do packaging, breakfast and things like that, dry oatmeal, that's up 17%. The Justice Department has sued Uber over wait time fees, and they say that they discriminated against physically disabled customers who took more than 2 minutes to get into the vehicle. So once the car shows up, they have a 2-minute wait time for you to get into the car. But think about it. If you are somebody who's disabled, you're in a wheelchair, whatever it is, you have to put maybe your walker in the back or whatever, it's going to take you more than 2 minutes to get into your vehicle. So the lawsuit calls for the court to order the company to comply with federal law that protects disabled people from discrimination, and it targets Uber specifically for its policy that started in 2016 of charging passengers this wait time with no exceptions to disabled passengers. So an Uber spokesman, I guess it issued a statement to Fox News, says the company has been in active discussions with the DOJ prior to what it calls a disappointing lawsuit, and the wait time fees are charged to all riders to compensate drivers after 2 minutes of waiting, but they say it was never intended for riders who are at their designated pickup location but need more time to get into the vehicle. And finally, Mariah Carey is giving away free McDonald's. It's the Mariah menu. It starts next month, obviously in December. It'll run from December 13th through December 24th. The catch is it requires a $1 minimum purchase. It has to be ordered on the McDonald's app. And she says, some of my favorite memories are my kids going on family trips to McDonald's. Can you imagine? You work at the McDonald's and you're in the drive-thru, and all of a sudden you look over and there's Mariah Carey and her kids in the car. She says her favorite thing is the cheeseburger, and I get it with extra pickles. I want to see Mariah Carey eating a cheeseburger with extra pickles. Somehow that would make my day. McDonald's has had a similar promotion last year when it gave away some Christmas characters on the day, I guess, or on its favorite foods for much of December. So this year, though, it's just Mariah Carey and her 12 days of yumminess. This is KFI and KOSCHD2 Los Angeles. Jeff Boss, let me be the first one to wish you a happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Oh, no. He was moved.
Hello, there it is. You got to hit the right button.
Hi, Jeff.
Thank you, Jennifer, and believe me, it's been an honor to serve. Everybody just take a private moment if you can to reflect on what has been given by so many. Thanks, Jen. We got to get right to work there. We're circling over downtown Los Angeles. Heads up now if you're on the southbound Royal Section coming by Dodger Stadium or approaching it. If you're headed for downtown Los Angeles, you might want to use the Hill Street exit. The problem is we've got a whole bunch of fires here. It looks like vegetation fires, maybe almost jamming. Can't tell, but LA City fire is real busy. There's a couple of fires burning that I can see. Now, it all centers around the South 110, now Harbor Freeway. That big collector section that goes to 3rd, 4th, and Wilshire. Can't use it right now. That's where the fire was. About 2 or 3 separate ones. Stay on the freeway. Go anywhere south of Wilshire. Get off the 110 that way and you'll be okay. The 110 itself is backing up around Dodger Stadium. More on this coming up. Don't go away. Injured in an accident. Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Ball, AFI in the sky.
I am one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC. This is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I am living in the light and taking Ibrance, Cyclocycline. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be enjoying it. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
By now, you've heard the news. Boosters for Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are available. They help keep your immunity strong and help keep you and others protected against COVID-19 and its variants. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find out if you're eligible and to find a booster near you. Let's keep each other safer and healthier this winter. Get your booster. And don't forget to get your flu shot, too. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny on this Veterans Day and much warmer. Highs will be mid to upper 70s at the beaches. Mid-80s for Orange County and Metro LA. Mid-80s to low 90s in the valleys in the IE. Even a couple of degrees warmer tomorrow. Then a couple of degrees cooler throughout the weekend. But not back into the 60s and 70s until midweek next week. We Lead Local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the news. Handle on the news. And now, here's Bill Handle.
Well, Veterans Day today. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning, November 11th. And it's a pretty solemn occasion. And later on, we're going to do a Handle history segment. It is... it's going to be very interesting. It's about the tomb of the unknown soldier and its history, and it's fascinating because today there'll be a ceremony at the tomb, of course, and a couple of different things are going on. And I'm going to ask the question, what is the official name of the tomb of the unknown soldier? And you're going to be surprised. And that should be fun. Well, I don't know if it's fun. But anyway, that is coming up at 8 o'clock. We're going to do that. All right. What's going on? First of all, good morning. Hello, Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Hello, Handle.
And Vane, good morning.
Hello, and it's a good thing it's radio so people could not see the hand gestures that you were doing to me right before we came on the air.
As you were doing to me.
Well, you started it, though. Now, Jen, you don't have to be the mom here and get in the way of these two siblings, but he did start it.
I'll just give a hand gesture to both of you.
Yeah, and that's a good one. Okay, are you showing me your new manicure with one finger?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And Alex, good morning.
Good morning to my children.
Good morning, yes. And Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
A couple things. Jen and I were talking about Arlington because the tomb is in Arlington. And she had asked if I'd been there and how moving it is. And I have not been to Arlington, although I have been to the military, the U.S. military cemetery in Normandy, where the Normandy landing takes place, and it is so moving. It's a U.S. park. The people of France donated that land to the United States, so the U.S. Park Service actually maintains it, and it is extraordinary. I mean, impeccably maintained, much like Arlington. I mean, it is just impeccable. The grass is always cut perfectly. It's sparkling clean. I mean, a lot of honor is given to those soldiers that are buried. So later on, we're going to talk about that on this Veterans Day at 8 o'clock, the tomb of the unknown soldier. And what's different this year? It's very different what's happening this year on the 100th anniversary of the tomb. And we're talking about 100 years ago, November 11th. Is when the unknown soldier was entombed. And there, like I said, there's a whole history about that I want to share with you. Very neat. All right, what else is going on today? Jim Feeney up at 7:30, some medical news. And then everything else is, another politically correct mascot under fire at a school. This is the Golden West College. Rustler Sam. Rustler Sam is now under attack because he's racist. It's just a great story, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out, do people try to find mascots and get some kind of tenuous connection to anything that's negative in society, and they go out of their way, sort of, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who's a racist. Therefore,
there is, in fact, it's interesting you bring that idea up. There is, in fact, a nonprofit group, and the name right now, I'm blanking on the name. And this is what they do. They go through mascots and, university buildings that are named after people, and they research those people, if they were real people, or the origins of the mascots, if they were origins, to basically vet them.
And who asked them to do that? Do they
Nobody asks them.
They just come in and vet, and then they
do
produce.
it, and then they will come to you with a little dossier, if you will. Now, I don't know if they did this for Wrestler Sam.
I don't think so. Maybe.
But the thing that you brought up somewhat comedically and in an exaggerated way, like what have we come to, in fact does exist.
That's crazy. All right, guys, let's do it. Handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee, Wayne Resnick, and me, Lee Story. Well, California is now positioning equipment and locking in contracts with temporary health workers. Why? Preparing for another winter surge if it comes of COVID. And this time we're going to be well prepared. COVID sort of hit everybody in the face. And we weren't expecting it. It was just a smackdown. Now it's a whole different animal. We're prepared. For example, when the rollout of the vaccine for the 5 to 12-year-olds was okayed, 80,000 places were open. Not only hospitals, but also pharmacies were open so people could easily get a vaccination. Remember the first few days when vaccines were available? I mean, you couldn't get it. I told you, I got mine. I just said there was a lady in a wheelchair in front of me. I just rolled her right out of the way.
You know, one of the headlines that's coming out this morning that I just feel is very misleading, and I hope that people take the time to understand it, is you've got the California Department of Health saying that there's been a drop in the vaccination rate. Here's the deal. It's not that there's a drop in the vaccination rate. It's not that vaccinated people are suddenly unvaccinated. All they're doing is they're factoring in the kids 5 to 11 who are now eligible. And now they're saying, oh, there's been a drop in the vaccination rate. No, you've just expanded the eligibility.
Right. And the number of kids being vaccinated is pretty low.
It is.
It's really low.
But that still doesn't, their point of there's been a drop in the vaccination rate is not entirely accurate.
This is like the unemployment numbers.
Yeah.
Where they don't really mean anything useful to anybody, and that they're given a lot of deference. The vaccination rate, if you're going to report a vaccination rate, to me, it should just be percentage of the overall population that is vaccinated.
Yeah.
And yes, that will include people who can't get a vaccination because of a medical condition, for example. But it doesn't matter because everybody is eligible to get COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody is eligible to spread COVID.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So it should be the percentage of the overall population, and then we wouldn't have these weird reports that you're rightly kind of debunking now, saying the vaccination rate has gone down. It wouldn't happen.
That's correct. All right, we're taking our first break. And we'll continue on with Handle on the news when we come back, and your chance to win $1,000. That's our first $1,000, at least in this show, the Handle show, because I think Jennifer already did her $1,000 wake-up call. Far more people listen to Jennifer than to me. I don't know why I said that. What are you doing? It's low self-esteem day. It's not only Veterans Day.
We almost got out of the segment clean.
All right, Jennifer, you're up.
LA County has recorded its first death of this year's flu season. The Department of Public Health says the middle-aged person who died had several underlying health conditions. Alec Baldwin and 2 other members of the Rush movie set have been sued by a crew member for negligence in the accidental shooting of cinematographer Helena Hudson. And a wind advisory is in effect for parts of LA County. The National Weather Service says this applies to the county's mountains except for the Santa Monica range, and the advisory will be in effect until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a look at your ride with DKFI in the sky next.
Termites swarming in Southern California, but they do that all year long because there's no such thing as termite season. It's just, they live here, they love it here, they love the soil, they love the weather, they love our houses, they eat the houses for lunch. If you see bugs flying around and small piles of sawdust on the floor at your baseboard, you got termites. It's time to call Pacific Coast Termites. Even if you don't think you have termites, call them. You get a free home inspection. Certain restrictions apply. And if you have them, you want to grab them early, before you even know they're there, because damage starts immediately when they infest your house. And Pacific Coast Termite does their job without tenting. No double bagging your food, no pet sitting, no hotels. You don't have that Cirque du Soleil tent over your house for several days. You can even be home when they do their work. That's Pacific Coast Termite. I've been a customer for over a decade, and they come out and do the inspections every year and a half. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite, kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
The new Staples Connect will change the way you think about Staples. Explore the world of possible with new small business services and innovative tools to work and learn from anywhere. Now open at 5665 West Wilshire, 1 block east of the La Brea Tar Pit. Learn more at staples.com/LA.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny on this Veterans Day with highs mid-70s at the beaches to the low 90s inland. This report is brought to you by your Staples stores. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Now we've got delays on the 110.
Well, we sure do. You said sunny. I think we can see Brooklyn this morning. It is so clear out here. It's really ridiculous. Got some ridiculous delays to warn you about on the southbound 110. Now, first, if you're going down the Arroyo Seco, Pasadena Freeway, whatever you call it, South 110, heading into downtown, get off at Hill Street before you pass it. After that, it's jammed solid. It's all due to a whole bunch of fires that are burning off the freeway. But what has happened here is city fires had to close down the South 110, 3rd, 4th Wilshire collector lanes. I'm sure you're familiar with them. You have to keep going to the south to get off around 8th, 9th, and all of that. So the South 110 itself is backing up from around the 5 now. It's not quite there yet, but it won't take long. A lot of activity. Also affected here a little bit, starting to back up, is southbound Hollywood Freeway, the 101. Is the south side of the South 110. So delays here. Northbound, all lanes are up, and everybody's looking. There's a lot of fire coming. As a matter of fact, we're making the circle around the U.S. Bank building right now. I see another engine company headed there. So a lot of activity, a lot going on here. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape in most of the Los Angeles basin. Kind of light. I really don't see anything extraordinary going on. We'll keep you informed. We'll not go away. Enter International, visit SuperWomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Bond, KFI on the sky.
This report is sponsored by Jack in the Box. Try Jack in the Box with 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches. Each with hickory smoked bacon strips, American cheese, and a freshly cracked fried egg with bacon crumbles cooked in. All on a bun. Order now on the Jack app, or have them delivered.
You already heard me talk about my friends at Sunday and how they can sell your home fast without any repairs, without the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell a property fast. Contact Sunday for your free no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. They'll package your property details and send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy property. The average homeowner receives 12 offers on their property. It's quick and easy. Plus, you can close in as little as 10 days, or they have the flexibility to close in months. They can even give you a $20,000 cash advance, which will help with moving costs when you sell on Sunday. Go to Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or phone us, 800-25-OFFER. Get a free no-obligation cash offer at Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com. Sunday's California licensed real estate broker, DRE license number 020-88298.
Living with dental issues is hard. No one knows this better than Joseph, who struggled with failing teeth for years.
The inflammation, the bad breath, the teeth falling out, the pain.
These issues took their toll, so Joseph came to Clear Choice Dental Implant Center, where he discovered one procedure to put an end to the years of discomfort, pain, and compromise.
Once I got it done, I was like, why did you wait so long?
That's what dental implants did for Joseph. Find out what they can do for you by visiting clearchoice.com.
Are you like me, Jeff Goldblum? Maybe we share an interest in monsters, fireworks, magic, motorcycles, dogs. This is Disney Plus. This is Disney Plus.
Join Jeff Goldblum for another unexpected and surprising journey in the new season of National Geographic, The World According to Jeff Goldblum, a Disney Plus day premiere.
I love to learn about everything. The journey is it, not the destination. Enjoy the ride.
Streaming November 12th, only on Disney Plus. Do you need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and 0% deferred interest financing. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Get back to visiting new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and even private rooms. Book now at Amtrak.com. Adventurous journey, just an Amtrak away.
I'm Brenda Connor, identity theft victim.
No, I'm Brenda Connor.
Too bad it's hard to tell which Brenda is real. That's what you think. I've got Lifeline to monitor my info and alert me to potential identity threats. And if I become a victim, they help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help protect what's mine. How about that, Brenda? Thought so.
Join LifeLock by Norton and save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEW.
So many of our listeners have entrusted Sweet James accident attorneys in their time of need after being injured in an accident, and you know why. In the moments and days following an accident, people don't know what to do or who to turn to. Your life has changed, you're in pain, you might not be able to drive or work. The worst part is the insurance company that promises to protect you will try to pay you the least amount possible for your injury. The team at Sweet James will not let this happen. They'll help you get the medical care you need and help you get your life back on track. While their award-winning attorneys work on your behalf to get you the most amount of money possible, you pay nothing until they win your case. If you or someone you love is hurt in an accident, call Sweet James at 800-500-5200, 800-500-5200, or sweetjames.com. You did it again with the mask below your nose? I always do that. That's why men do that. Because you want to breathe. And because it's defiant. The middle finger. My middle nose. The middle finger. Everything on purpose? Oh, absolutely. Well, okay.
We gave it too.
Right. It's not effective if you're not doing it the right way. You have to be effective. I'm triple vaccinated.
On KFI.
Welcome back. Thursday morning, November 11th, 100th anniversary Veterans Day today. And before we continue on, your chance to put some dollars in your pocket.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword WORK, W-O-R-K, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WORK to 200-200.
Huh, I think I said $100 by mistake. 10 times that much. And you get a call from a number you don't recognize. If you've won, make sure you pick it up. Every weekday, your chance to win 20 minutes after the hour between 5:20 a.m. and 7:20 p.m. And 14 chances a day. So if you don't win now, you got next hour, 20 minutes after. Let's continue on with Handle.
I'm just going to tell you what it was. You didn't say it was $100. You said it was 100th anniversary of Veterans Day, but you meant of the tomb, the burial of the tomb of the unknown soldier. That's what you meant.
That is correct. So I conflated it and just I'm very Brian Williams this one. Let us continue on with Handle on the news. Jennifer, John Green, Wayne, and me.
All right, if your business isn't enforcing the COVID-19 mandate, the president hopes that you will be the whistleblower because he says the federal government doesn't have enough safety inspectors to do it. So you get to do it. You get to tattle on your company.
Snitch Kevin. I think there's going to be some backlash on this one.
Just a little.
Yeah. Especially since even though the law says if you make a complaint about a workplace health or safety concern, you're supposed to be fully protected, but in practice, that's not what happens. Also, this is bad public policy.
It is.
Make a point of announcing to the country that you don't have enough people to enforce your own mandate.
Well, that's sort of a given, but
I know, but you don't have to hang a light on it.
That's true. That's true. By the way, they're pushing for kids to snitch on their parents who own these businesses.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Well, let's continue on.
All right, now you are going to get into this at 7 in great detail, so we can just spend a minute here. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Now, lawyers want a mistrial. Man, oh man. Kyle Rittenhouse on the stand. He broke down. They had to have a recess. He was sobbing uncontrollably, talking about how he feared for his life as different people attacked him. And then This prosecutor, man, I have not seen something this egregious. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anything this egregious. There had been a bunch of pretrial litigation about whether or not the prosecution could talk about Kyle Rittenhouse's not saying anything in interviews and being silent in all of it. And it is so well established that you can't say to a jury, hey, he didn't say anything, so he must be guilty. And they hashed it out, and the prosecutors knew that they were not supposed to say anything, and then this prosecutor starts talking about it in front of the jury. They got the jury out of there. I don't know if you've seen the video. The judge is yelling at this prosecutor, and rightly so. So now, that absolutely could support the judge declaring a mistrial. And if he doesn't declare a mistrial, that is a super major appeal issue. But you're going to get into all the details of how it seems like this is going poorly for the prosecution.
All right, let's move on, and I will expand on that.
I know you just said something privately to Jen, by the way.
Yeah, actually I did. I go, so much for a minute on this. All right, let's move on.
Alec Baldwin and 2 other members of the Rust movie set now have been sued by a crew member for negligence in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The guy's name is Sergei Svetnoy. He did the lighting on the movie, and he says he has emotional trauma from the shooting last month. This lawsuit goes after the person in charge of the prop weapons on the set and the movie's assistant director.
Now, usually emotional trauma lawsuits, they tend to be exaggerated. You have nightmares, I'll never sleep again. Every time I see a cup of coffee, because coffee spilled on me, every time I look at a Starbucks, I go berserk, and I can't deal with it. This one is legitimate. He actually held her as she was dying. And they were friends. And he was right next to her, too. He was right there in that area. So, yeah, I could see emotional damage flying on this one.
I mean, he said he was so close he felt pressurized air near his right eye.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Old man's going to plead guilty to supplying the fentanyl-laced pills to the drug dealer who gave them to rapper Mac Miller before he died of an overdose. And actually, the feds are starting to collar all the people on the supply chain of these pills that were ultimately sold to Mac Miller, because there's another guy who's going to plead guilty to distribution as well.
And what I think it's important that in this case, he's pleading guilty and has admitted he knew that there was either fentanyl or it has been, there was another substance in the pill that had been adulterated. So, yeah, I can see that. And they should, because this fentanyl business is completely crazy. We talked to Todd Fisher yesterday, who's going to be starting to file murder charges against drug dealers or those who distribute drugs if they had been previously convicted.
So had this case been in Orange County, then this guy could have been up on murder charges because he was the supplier?
Only if he had, no, because what has to happen with Fisher and the other DAs who are going to do that is, from now on, when you get convicted of possession with intent to distribute or distribution, you'll have to sign a thing that says you understand that selling drugs is dangerous and could kill somebody. Then the next time that you're caught, and they say, you already knew it, you did it again, and that's the murder.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and continue on with that handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lake.
Health officials have been working to get veterans in the LA area vaccinated against COVID-19.
Doctors seem greater than with the VA. Greater LA area healthcare system says the VA has given out about 83,000 COVID-19 vaccine shots in the area since December of last year.
Among those 83,000 shots includes 75% of the 90,000 veterans who are enrolled here.
He says other shots went to employees. Officials say since COVID-19 booster shots have become available, the VA has given out about 10,000 doses in the area, which included about 1,500 to staff. Like Shirley, KFI News.
This is brought to you by Wheeler Heroes. The group behind the effort to recall LA City Councilman Mike Bonin has submitted more than 39,000 signatures in support of the recall measure. They needed 27,000 signatures of registered voters in Bonin's district to move forward. They say Bonin hasn't taken seriously things like theft, drug dealing, and violent crime in his district. Houston police chief Troy Centerville, the security guard at Astro World, who was thought to have been during the festival, was actually hurt in another way.
He says he was struck in his head. He went unconscious. He woke up in the security tent. He says that no one injected drugs in him.
Center says detectives are working to figure out who needs to be held responsible for the crowd surge during Travis Scott's show that killed at least people Friday. COVID-19 requirements in Austin, Texas have led to the cancellation of the annual Veterans Day Parade in the city. About 30,000 people were expected at this year's parade put on by the Austin Veterans Parade Foundation. Governor Greg Abbott criticized what he calls the city's overreaching COVID requirements and invited parade organizers to hold a rally on the south steps of the state capitol. President Harris has attended a big military parade in Paris to celebrate Armistice Day. The holiday marks the anniversary of the end of World War I. The war to end all war came to an end on November 11th, 1918. And you can soon get that good movie theater popcorn without going to the theater.
AMC says it's expanding the sale of its popcorn from inside the theater to supermarkets, convenience stores, mall, retail outlets, and delivery services like DoorDash around the country. Popcorn's been at AMC theaters since they opened in 1920, and officials say 50 tons are popped a day when they're busy. AMC will also sell to-go packages from the theater. Candy and soda will also be available. With movie ticket sales down because of the pandemic, officials say it was a natural move to create a new revenue stream. The question many are asking is, why did it take so long? Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Let's look at those downtown freeways.
All right, good morning, Dora. Yeah, I really have to warn you about some delays here. You get caught in today. It'll mess up your morning. Driving in southbound 110, the oil take over down to the 4 level and south to the 4 level right in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. Leaving on response to vegetation fire. That's what's burning. South 110 freeway, south the main lines are open. The south 110 backs up right into 5 right now, but it's the offense, the select line, 3rd, 4th, Wilford, they're all shut down. That's where most of them take place. Fire department's pretty much got it out, so we'll have change. But if you're headed to downtown, before you pass it, just past Southview Stadium, that left lane exit for Hill Street, use that. That'll get you to downtown Stadium a whole bunch of time. Northbound, all lanes are up a little further going through. And the other part here, of course, you do this is coming southbound 101 on Hollywood Freeway to the south 110. It's getting slower and slower. Pass all that activity, get off at 8, 9, or anywhere you can. It'll get the job done for you. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Just fine, way up high in the sky.
USA Today has ranked the top baseball free agents, and the Dodgers have 2 in the top 10. Max Scherzer's number 6. Cody Seager came in at number 2, right behind the Astros' Carlos Correa. Chris Taylor, Clayton Kershaw, and Henry Jansen all made the top 30. In hockey, the team will try for 7 wins in a row when they stayed against the Iowa Senators at 4. You can hear that live through the iHeartRadio app. And the Ducks could win their 6th straight match when they face the Seattle Kraken at 7 on their local KFI Sports.
Refinancing your house is a big step. And when does it make sense to do that? Well, when interest rates are low. When they're high, it takes to pay off the mortgage. So, right now, interest rates ridiculously low, continues to be low. Inflation hasn't hit them yet. And you've got tons of equity in your home because it's property value. And so let me suggest taking the money you have in your hand, the equity which is for the investment, and then moving it into someplace where you make repairs and remodel or public tuition and pay back the money at a very low rate. So I'm suggesting you contact the folks at HMS Company has done 2 mortgages on the name Mark House at HMS Capital for 16 years. He suggests you actually apply at 2 lenders, his and a competitor. That's how confident he is that he can get you the best deal. Call 833-255-5698.
That's right, Junior House.
5698. Visit hmscapital.com.